Uganda. Let us move on, Sumaya. This is briefly my team. I wanted to show my team because the way we have learned over the years is two things. One, we have learned that we have to work with with what we call women groups. Yeah, in Uganda there are so many groups. If you find one village of 300 people, there will be 10 groups of women who meet every week for so many reasons, maybe to put together monies. And our agenda today was to see that why do we need to community sensitization of quality low-cost PV systems. And we do this for us in Luk Solar through women groups. And so my team is full of women leaders and leaders of these groups in the different villages where we operate. And we onboard them over time to become part of us, and some of them even become employees. Yeah, so let us move on. Those are my people. And yeah, so we operate in Sumaya, you in Uganda, you know, we operate in Pakwachi, Kitugum, that's northern Uganda. We focus on areas which are off grid or which are beyond the grid, and these areas don't have electricity at all or have a grid which is not stable. And the key thing here is you have to sensitize them to even change their mindset, that they have to move away from whatever they're using, these lanterns, and then they move to these, even the low cost solar solution that we have to offer. So that's our target market. We go to the village saving and loan associations in these off-grid communities, and that's where we operate. Yeah. So yeah. So Sumaya, I think because you have your toolbar of the Zoom, then we can't see the full screen. Maybe if you close the toolbar which shows the list of the attendees. Yeah, sure. So my model, I have a model which I've practiced over the last 8 years, and I've proven to work. I call it the women group campaign, the Solar Light Women Group campaign. And having worked for all these years, I also borrowed it from one of my partner who is also a supplier. It's a German company. It's called Village Boom. It's a social enterprise model. And this model has helped us, like Sumaya said, to be able to be part of the community, right? We don't just go to the community and introduce the product. We are not, we are walking away from being a product company. We are moving to a service company, and a service company which has ownership thinking of the community that we serve. So we developed a unique model. It's called a women group campaign. And this model helps us to get into the community and understand their needs. So we have a needs-based kind of approach. We go to the community and say, okay, do you need like how many megawatts, how many watts do you use in a day in your house? So we start with that, and then we roll out in the community. We don't go to preach a mini grid or something like that when the community won't even afford it. So like I said earlier, in Africa, we have so many such groups, what we call VSLAs or women groups. And then we believe with this model that everyone in a community is able to get light as a minimum, as a starting point. And we have realized that from all these groups, so many of these people have the need for light. So we found that one way to sensitize, one way to penetrate is to enter with light as the basis. I like to have some questions so I can be interrupted a bit and slow down. So I have a question here from my friend Martin. If you allow me, I would just want to pause and answer it so I can also pace down a bit.
No problem.
Yeah. So what challenges did you face or facing in convincing the households? Yes. The first thing, unlike South Africa, as the UNBS is there, is strong, but for some reason we still have everything. Anyone can come with their solar product and put it on the market. So people have lost confidence. So one of my biggest challenge, Martin, is to restore that confidence, right? Because all these women I go to, someone has bought a solar product, maybe for $1 US or for $10 US. They have bought, they have, everyone in the population has seen something like that from a neighbor or something like that. And they have very difficult stories. I mean, very, very difficult experiences. They tell you, I bought the thing and 3 months it wasn't working. So my biggest challenge is restoring their mindset towards that solar is actually working. And also the challenge of like the cultural challenges or traditional challenges. I mean, people feel like, okay, maybe the product itself can even bring them maybe diseases or bad luck or whatever. Those are the challenges. But the thing is, like how to overcome the challenges, what I'm explaining today is to embed our model into them and work with them. For example, like if I get one woman group leader here, she's trusted in the community and she's the one now. We bring them to Kampala in the center to train them, but also we go to them and we train. So once we get a champion who is good at training, then we are able to let that champion train the other. And I'm sure Martin is asking that because himself is a trainer. I had when he was introducing himself. So I've gone ahead also to train as a trainer of trainers. So I train the ladies and then they also go ahead and train other ladies. And that's how we are overcoming the challenge and the mindset of people having lost the confidence in solar. So to carry on, every member of the group receives a solar lamp. Our model works like that. So we give them a solar lamp, which we have tested that we can be confident to give them 2 years warranty, as I'm going to show you on the next slide. And when we give them this lamp, and this also helps me to restore the confidence, I tell them, take the lamp, use it for 1 month. Don't give me a single coin. And yes, Martin, and that helps me also to tell them that I trust this product. I'm not going to run away with your money. Use the products. We call it try before you buy. And then when they use it, they're happy to start paying after a month. So the other way how I'm making everyone in Uganda to afford a solar lamp, because the other challenge actually, Martin, is affordability. Because, well, however much they need it, these ladies are peasants. They have a lot of needs to handle. That light and solar may not be the first priority. They first of all want to eat, and we have learned the hard way that the first approach is to eat. It's a bit quite unique in Uganda and the off-grid communities that we work in, is that not highly industrialized. People are just doing subsistence farming. They don't have a disposable income. They don't have money to spend. Yeah, so I realized that, okay, I want to give them this kind of asset financing thing, but I mean, they're not going to be able to afford it. So I even have to help them to be able to generate the income. So one way is to, first of all, educate them how they can, take solar as a priority and give it to them, and then show them how it can save them the money that they can now pay me back in return. So we give them a scalable, modular, pay-go, high quality product, but we also give them technical support, and we have zeroed down the target market that we start with, because if you give it to everybody, then you are going to burn your fingers. Yeah, I think that explains how we're doing it, but it is quite a lot of work, and that's why in the last 8 years we thought we would be able to do maybe 10,000 installations every year, but we have done maybe quarter of that, because it is hard. It's hard really to overcome the challenge. Like the question here, convincing the people to accept, to move away from their lanterns and their wiki lights to solar. So we've lost a lot of money. Yeah, where do I get my solar lamps? My partner, we are 2 shareholders of the company. I gave him equity own shares, and is the one behind the technology that we are pushing. So it's a German company called Village Boom. So they design and make sure they follow all the quality standards on a European standards of making sure we get a very good battery. For example, we have disposal of those batteries. We have warranty. They design the entire manufacturing process, also the quality control standards for me. And they bring in the products, and I just enroll and implement. So I get them from, well, the manufacturing is still done in German. I have 2 companies which supply me, and they have their factories in German. They're German companies. They have their factories in China. They guarantee that they get what they maybe would have gotten on the European market to be able to push it here. They do the best they can, that, and we also put them to task to do that. Yeah, so that answers the question, my friend Martin, where I get the lamps. I still manufacture from China, but with the German-owned companies. So our justification to the government came in because we had to push and tell them, okay, these products are not affordable because, I mean, if you try to do quality in Uganda, then it's going to be very expensive, right? And why everyone goes to a low quality product is because it's expensive. So government has come in with to support our model in several ways, where we had to justify that, okay, we have to push low quality, I mean, low cost, high quality solar products or PV products, and sensitize them, but it's going to be costly. But of course, if we have a good case, like for example, solar light gives every person a starting point. We realized that I personally learned the study from Google that 20% of families who use bright solar light increase their income by 25 US dollars per month. How? Because the mothers who come back from the garden at night, now they can do some more value addition economic activities at night onto their produce from the market. And because of the bright light that we give them, which is reliable, they can be able to sell, to produce, I mean, to add value to their produce and send it to the market tomorrow. Their kids can learn, they can be able to get more purchasing power, better school results because the kids are learning, high income increases. And that has been our justification to now start writing proposals to the government and government board, other partners of the government, to be able to bring them on board to support our mandate. So we have to work in the background to make sure that the people in the village, we are doing for enabling what they are doing so that they can get purchasing power to be able to afford. And that's how we overcome the challenge of affordability. So the government has come in through its partners, like some, what do you call them? Partners like maybe GIZ, you guys know GIZ, and World Bank, to support our cause. And we've been beneficiaries of so far three result-based financing grants and financing, which has helped us to push our costs, to push to meet our costs, like sensitization, going into the community, trying to train trainers, and the like. Let us move on, Sumaya. Yeah, so one of the way is, like I was telling you, the government has intervened to support. I mean, one way it supports is to look out for partners like World Bank, like GIZ, and they've been putting out announcements or invitations for us to apply for result-based financing grants. And with these, and also with the kind of the work they do in the pre to these RBFs, we've been able to get the community sensitized, because it's one thing for us to get the financing, but the government also takes on, I mean, the way they call it, they level the ground a bit, and they go to the market and make it easier for us to penetrate the market. Yeah, so we've been able to get that kind of support from the government, and they continue to bring their, what do we call independent evaluation agencies to check whether we have really achieved as we have promised. And then with that, if you have really achieved, then they give you the financing. It's called result-based financing. You have to go and have results. If you have promised to do 1,000 installations every month, then someone goes and verifies, and then that's when you get the financing. Let's carry on. Yeah, there's a question here. How do you receive financing through P4Rs? Is the world financing your direct or through government? I don't know P4Rs. I beg your pardon, Nason. But how do we receive financing? Like I've just been a beneficiary of 3 grants. I go out and apply, and I apply but before you even apply, you have to be having a really well-structured, well-established entity. So that's what I've really put a lot of effort on. I've built my strategic plan, my business plan, and then that's how I've been able to meet all the criteria. One of them is having a certificate of of compliancy. You must have a PVOC, UNBS certification for your products, and that's really key for me to be able to apply. Where do I apply? Ministry of Energy, because also they are interested into rural electrification. There's a rural electrification agency and a Ministry of Energy. So Ministry of Energy works close with these partners of the government, and that's why I apply. They normally advertise in the papers for such financing. Nelson, I hope that helps. Perfect. Super. So let us carry on, Sumaya. So yeah, so quickly, I wanted to answer some question here that I came with. The question was, what products do I offer and where do I get them from? I think that have been answered, but I also want to talk about how do we determine that the quality of the product as a business is good, and how do we educate and sensitize the communities. I also want to talk about, in my next slides, how we are training our teams and how we are building knowledge of the product. So and I think these are also key. They also come back to our agenda of how the importance of sense.
So, Jude,
we
can't hear you. Yeah.
I think we lost Jude.
Ah.
Just a moment. Let me just see. I don't know if he dropped off.
I am here.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you. Maybe just repeat your last sentence.
Yes. So I was trying to say that when I was trying to prepare something to share here, we were trying to answer a few questions. How do we educate our customers or sensitize them about our products? I think that's where we stopped.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So in my next slides, I'm going to be talking about that. Yeah. So when I just started to roll out lighting as a solution in the communities, I thought lighting was a basic need for them, that just like I showed you the Google study. But after working for 3 years, we realized that we gave out a lot of products, and people are even returning them to us. We are repossessing them because, I mean, they would rather go and fetch firewood and cook, and they have other problems with cooking and what. So that's one way we have learned how to reorganize our model. So now we have something we call the 360-degree solar as a service solution, whereby we start with first of all understanding the energy needs of the household, and the group, and then the entire village, and then the entire community. Yeah, so we have moved from solar as a product. Now we are doing solar as a service. So we make sure that we have specialized, we offer high quality products, because we have to give 2 years warranty. If you give them something fake, then they won't pay for it, first of all, because it will break down in 3 months. And but even if it breaks down, you should be able to have someone to repair it. So we have to find high quality products that we offer to them. We are special. We give these products as specialized products. We don't give every solar product. We found out only 5 that are the basics to start with, and we believe that when we start with those specialized village solar products and a unique model that can work within that specific village, then we can scale them out. Like they're modular products, we can scale them up over a period of time. After 1 year, when someone has experienced lighting, then they want a TV, then they want cooking, then they want productive use, and then they grow, they climb the energy ladder as their needs and their potential increase. So we make sure we are regionally available with trained professionals. These guys are going to be able to answer the warranty questions, answer technical questions, and they're going to be professional in a way that they won't take advantage of the situation to bring, again, side products on the market. So we do sourcing from reliable partners, and we sell, we distribute, and also install. We give 2 years, 3 years warranty. We give after sales service, and we maintain and give also maintenance. The other magic bullet is also, we don't only maintain our solar products, but also we maintain their improved cooking stoves. Sumaya talked about it earlier. we have learned that we can't only give solar when their problem is also cooking, and then their children are falling sick, and then the issues. So we have gotten a very low cost cooking solution that we package together with our solar products, and then we have been able to work with over 5,000 households just in Luwero in the last 2 years. We give them both a cooking stove and then the solar product. Yeah, so, but also the key thing is if we continue training our women solar groups leaders to become what we call now solar scouts. A solar scout who is our staff, is on our payroll. They go around their village looking out for people who have energy needs and problems with their solar systems. Then we have been able to that's what we do basically, to make sure that we bring this solution. So in a nutshell, if you ask me what our products look like, first of all, this is a kitchen of somebody. So I come and look at their kitchen, and once I see this, then I realize they have some wastes and they struggle because they use a lot of firewood. And I realize that if you save on firewood can help you get at least $1 a day if you have an improved cooking stove. And that $1, if you save it, then you can be able to have $5 a week that you can use to pay for my light. So I identify your kitchen, I propose to you a cooking stove. Then once you get a cooking stove, then I bring that photo again. I bring you the starter pack of my solution, which is this one. Comes with one light and a small 6 watts PV panel. And that's a starting point. So once you were able to pay that, maybe in 3 months, then we can start giving you bulbs that you can put in the different rooms of your house if you like. So if you pay one light, then we introduce another light. If you pay that, and then we introduce another light. And they've been paying these lights in 3 months, if you like. Yeah, so once as they grow and climb the energy ladder, we have also another product. This is now PEGO enabled. It has a meter. It can switch you on and off. So once we feel that someone wants to use a TV, or they have a more better standards of living, then we introduce this kind of product. But also it is the maximum price would be maybe 1,000 USD for a full set, for those who have now gone through the stages. Yeah, so those are some of the products that we have to offer. And carry on, please. Yeah, so why we do what we do, like I told you, my burning desire is to see that, I mean, people can live their future now, right? And like I told you, I was trying to do that at university. I mean, if you want to buy a computer, you get it now and then pay it later. So I bring the future closer. But as a company, why we do what we do is, please, next slide. Just tap. I want to say that we think that access to energy is a catalyst to eradicating poverty. And I think my colleagues here agree with me. Martin, Shupe. Yeah, I'm going to answer that, Shupe. How do we handle the waste eventually? Yeah, but access to energy is a catalyst to eradicating poverty. You agree with me? Why? Because if you eliminate energy poverty, like I showed you above, I mean, someone was wasting a lot of money on firewood because they go to the garden and the forest, and they spend there 3 hours fetching firewood, and they use it in 1 day. They have lost 6 hours in a day just on getting firewood. So if you can give them an improved cooking stove, and they are able to save 3 hours, and those 3 hours can be used to do more productive work, which can help them buy solar. That's one way we are eradicating energy poverty. We have a burning desire to improve lives of the economically disadvantaged, underserved communities, the poorest among the poor. So that's why basically we do what we do. These women, when they get more hours at night with the bright light that we give them, they're able to do craft work, sewing, tailoring, other income generating activity. Their kids are learning and studying, and that's what we really want to say is our service to the community. How we work quickly is carry on. We give them a cooking stove. Carry on, Sumaya. We give them a starter pack of the solar light, and then later on we give them this PEGO enabled system, which can grow up to 2,000 kilowatt hours, if you like. So we can grow up to 2 kilowatt inverter system with this kind of model. And how we do it, we give them try before you buy. If we find a village group of 6 people, and these people are trying to form a group and save money, maybe to buy iron sheets or take their kids to school, we also introduce our program to them free of charge. Try for 1 month. If it works, then you start paying. Let us carry on, Sumaya. And then we give them money back guarantee. But as we do all this, Sumaya, carry on, we are sensitizing them about, I mean, we do it in a kind of training way, because we have to send our agent there. They will tell them that your group leader is going to be the one doing the cash collections, and we are a social enterprise. We are not really about getting a lot of profit, but we are about making sure that you change the lives and the community. And if you change the lives in the community, then you'll be able to get money from these communities, because they reward you for changing their lives. So we give them after sales, and we tell them that we have our technicians who are part of you, because these women also, their children. For example, right now where my office is, we have a training kind of program facility where we bring people from this community and we train them, and they go back and they are trying to solve and also continue sensitizing. And then we promise them a great customer care. It's not common in Uganda for you to get customer care. If you go to the normal market, someone will sell to you something and they forget about you. So what makes us unique is to make sure we're telling them that you sign this certificate, and this certificate is going to do 2 things. One, it's a warranty certificate, but also we promise you that we are going to give you 2 years of care. And it's not going to be from the city center. It's going to be from your community, from your children in the community, because you're going to train one of you to troubleshoot some of these simple problems that you have with our program. Yeah. So what I didn't show on this cycle of how we work is how do we handle the waste generated eventually. And Shupe, thank you for asking this. So many times I'm asked this question, and I've also asked it in other forum in people who are advocating for renewable energy. But we have come up with a policy as a company for waste management. But in simple terms, is we give an incentive to the communities that, okay, this battery, when it runs out, mostly the battery, but the panels don't have problems. They run for 20 years. But the battery, however much we have very high quality batteries, LFP batteries, lithium ferrous phosphate batteries in our systems, because now this one will give them over 2,000 cycles. So someone will work with our product for 8 years without the battery failing. But where it fails, or where it's not working so well halfway, we give them an incentive of say $1. In Uganda, it's just 1,000 Uganda shillings for each and every battery cell. If they return it to the group leader, then we are able to collect these batteries. So far, we don't have anyone disposing them, so we are sitting with them in our store, but we are working with you say Uganda Solar Energy Association. They want to come up with some kind of disposal, and we hope we'll be able to dispose them. So over the 8 years, we have collected back some batteries that we are yet to dispose. Shupe, does that answer it? Yeah. Yeah. So super thanks. Yeah. So I think these are just photos, just to show you impression of how we've been moving around. So just click through. These are women groups. We meet and talk to them, sensitize them about solar. You have to kneel down. If they kneel down, you kneel down. If they have all sorts of problems, you have to listen. That's me in a kitchen of somebody, trying to give them an improved cooking stove. Then I introduce my solar product. Yeah, so that's a way of trying to first understand their needs. Please carry through. Yeah, so that's a cooking stove that we work with. It's from Sequest. Sequest, I think it's a Malawi company, or I don't know, Zambia company, but they're in Uganda here, so we partnered with them. Their partner here is called Spouts of Water. So where they go, we go with them. It's an improved cooking stove. It saves your firewood 50%, more than 50% saving on firewood. And we have learned that we have to go to our clients instead of us having to wait for them to come to us. So we go to them, and when we go to them, we train trainers among them, and those trainers now will train the rest of the teams. Please carry on. Just scroll through the photos. Just photo impressions, and then we can go to the next slide. Yeah. So these are village saving and women groups. Like I told you, we can find quite a number of them. I think I'm showing that because that's also one way to go. I've been subscribing to lots of networking groups that help me to bring my message home. Then of recent, in the last 2 years, we started working with schools because we worked with GIZ, and GIZ, we gave them a proposal that one way to penetrate these people is to go through the students, the learners. So now we are training students also about our products, and we are even going to schools deliberately to make sure the schools are now using our solar products, because when they say monkey see, monkey do. So when we all of us, we are monkeys. So when we see something, then we do it. So when the students see success stories in their schools of solar, then they're able to push them out. So we have now just finished a campaign of installing over 120 schools in the last 12 months. There are some of the schools that we have worked with. We bring still low cost solar solutions to schools because we found that these guys had actually nothing. They are schools, but they have nothing. Yeah, so we bring our simple lamps to them, and 6 watts up to 60 watts watt peak, and that's how we've been able to also accelerate the sensitization through making sure that the schools, the teacher quarters, the dormitories have some kind of lighting, the basic lighting and phone charging. And with that, we've been able to to scale it, and we believe that the next years are going to be a little brighter. So we can move on. I think my last point was to do how effective is community advocate, people who have used and are satisfied with our products, word of mouth sales due to business. Like I told you earlier, Ron, it has to be referral marketing for us, because if you give them a quality product, I was watching my friend, a lot of you, I think are friends, I don't know, it's called Elon Musk. He was saying that for him, whether you hate him or like him, it's up to you, because if he makes a very good product, a product will talk about itself. If he makes a very good Tesla car, the car is good, either good or good. So I agree with him. I think from what I've seen in the market is, if people like our product, if you give them a very good high quality product, our products, we make sure UNBS is working so well also. Before they come here, there is a certificate of compliance that we get, and then some products get in here. So I've realized that if you give the community a very good high quality product, then which works even on cloudy days and rainy days, then they will reward you by telling the next person. And if someone hears from me, Jude, that Martin or Gideon has worked with this thing and it works so well, they are more likely to get convinced to take it up quickly, as opposed to me going to radio and advertise and create a lot of awareness like that. So yes, it has been very effective for us. We are getting referrals, but also I've learned to deliberately go in spaces like this. Like here, when we are training, I've joined so many associations of teachers and parents associations, networking organizations like you saw BNI, like social entrepreneurs associations and groups, whereby people are just using word of mouth and referral marketing for me to bring about the awareness of our products. Yeah, so that's basically it, and I'm happy it has been able to bring some questions here, and yeah, over to you, Sumaya. My name is Jude Kigozi.
Thank you so much, Jude. That was so informative, and I also just want to concur what you said. Bringing the community along, especially for the private business, it is hard work, as you've indicated. And I hope that, those of us who are working for civil society organizations, government, I also want to emphasize that, we've got to ask ourselves, what is our responsibility along this journey? Because it's not just about bringing technology. There's an entire, awareness raising, sensitization component before you can even get someone to appreciate what these different, technologies can do, and also what are, the business models that can be introduced into the market. So there were a few questions, and I'm glad that Jude took those questions. I think for me to maybe just wrap up the session is I did want to end up with some concluding remarks. And that is that everyone has a role to play. And that is the point that I was making, is you've got to start asking yourself, how am I, contributing to this conversation? Because there's been a lot of other companies that I've worked with. And as, Luk Energy or Luk Energy has indicated, they've got to do a lot of, the work. But what is the role of government? How can government, participate? How can NGOs and, development financing institutes come along this journey? Again, community engagement, it must occur before a project commences. And I speak, of that from my own personal experience. I was a part of a solar mini grid project in Uganda, where we had to go and ask permission, we had to go and engage with the community. And we learned so much from that initial conversation that we actually ended up, embedding and also just tweaking some of the design elements within, the project. I also want to emphasize that community engagement, it's a process. It requires continuous involvement. It's not just you go there once and you walk away. I think from the pictures that Jude illustrated, you can see that there's active engagement, on a regular basis. Product sensitization and standards are also important. Again, he emphasized for them as a business, they know that word of mouth is either going to make or break them. So they can't even go in there with an inferior product. They've got to go in from the beginning with a quality product. And then we also need to ask ourselves, what is the enabling environment? How easy is it, for someone to establish a business, but also what other incentives, is being provided, or what other government support is being, put on the table. And then community awareness, I need to just emphasize this, it must be done by all actors. It's not just the business, entity's role. Government has to take responsibility, and all of the other sector players has to also come along this journey. This is just me also showing, as I said, the mini grid project where we done continuous community engagement sessions. So for me, my final, word for the day is community engagement. It's a tool, and we've just got to learn how to use it effectively. So I'll thank you for having us this morning. And Anna Karen, I don't know, I see I have one hand. Martin, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. I'm telling you, this is a very important engagement, I think, for us as a team, especially that from the what we have already done in our research. People are losing confidence in solar products and even other renewable energy products. I think the reason being how we market them, and also the issue to do with quality. One interesting thing that I've got from Jude is the issue of giving people certificates, where people look at a certificate and say, this is mandating you to give us, or to still come back to us. But what we discovered from some communities, like a community here in Kafue Gorge, people would purchase these solar products, but eventually, after they purchase them, the person who sells the product to them goes and they can't even access the people. Or if they are still, because they are loaning them, you get it on loan for some time. When you finish paying that particular loan, you get the product, then the supplier disappears. And that, I think, is really, immediately the supplier disappears, the solar product also fails. And where do you go after that? So people really are seeing it to be, they are looking at solar to say it's not worth it. And from the presentation, I really liked the way you have engaged your community and the confidence you are building in them. You bring a product, you give them, they test it, they use it, they are satisfied with it, they keep it. I think that's the best way to go. Unlike where you leave it, people are paying every month, but they don't get the benefits out of the product. Otherwise, I want to congratulate you for the great work that you are doing. And I think you have disciples following you, emulating you in this. One of them is me. Thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful, Martin. Maybe I should put on my camera. So, hi. I'm here with a cold, so struggling. But thank you so much, Sumaya and Jude. It was really, really inspiring and very good information for all of us. I really appreciate that you took your time. And I also want to ask you if we could get, if you could share your presentations with us.
I'll share it with the recording, Anna Karen.
Excellent. And you have all our emails already from, yeah. So I don't know if there are any other comments or questions from the team. But I know we've been, and thank you also for allowing us to put our questions throughout the presentation, because that is very helpful. So thank you once again, and wish you the best. And good luck.
Thank you so
with the
much for
future.
having us.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us. And I also just want to say, as you're thinking about your change projects, you know, really ask that question, what is my role in community sensitization? That is the last thing I want to leave you with, because I think out of this presentation, you can see that businesses are carrying a lot of burden. And for those of you who are working in REA, for those of you who are even working, you know, inside of the regulator and even the utility, I mean, the utility has got, you know, a massive role to play. You've got to ask yourself, how can I contribute to sensitization? And I think once all of us comes to the table, then, you know, yeah, we will also start seeing a shift in the market, and we'll start seeing, you know, our economies develop. But that is my final remarks. And we'll share all of the information. If you have any further questions, reach out, you know, to myself or Jude. I'll also share Jude's contact information in the email that I'll share. But yeah, thank you for hosting us this morning, and wish you well with your change project.
But I just need to take a photo. I like making friends. So if people can come on and just take a photo, I see Ashupa is here. And Anna, nice meeting. If you allow me, Sumaya, I would really be happy to take a screenshot.
No problem.
So for your information, Jude, I'm a regular visitor in Uganda.
Oh, great. I'll host you. I'll be happy to shake some.
Please. Sure.
Let me take a screenshot.
No
Except
problem.
I love ginger.
Oh yeah, ginger is nice. You love the source of the Nile, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have so nice places. Ginger is the best, I think. I like ginger myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Okay.
Very much.
Excellent.
Thank you, Jude.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you
a
for
lovely
today.
day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.